Hello, welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate. Welcome back if you're returning. I'm so happy to be back. I've been gone since like November 9th. I just checked actually on the YouTube. I had been making some videos in that time that will come out later, but I was called away. I was doing some self-healing, some organizing. I actually had a really lovely time away, but I really missed YouTube. I love YouTube. So I'm very happy to be back and hoping that I get to do more of these in the future. So let's just all put that out there, right? More consistency, more videos. It's so fun. But yeah, anyway, so I really enjoyed my time away. I really needed to do some personal unwinding. And I think for that, you need to be in sort of like a sacred, private, like, you know, a solo space. And I really enjoyed that. And then, yeah, it was like so up and down. Any of the clients that I spoke to, like I was still working obviously in this time, any of the clients I spoke to felt very similar in that there was a lot of shifting, getting rid of the old, stepping into that like new self. It sounds a little vague, so I'm gonna let it kind of come out as it needs to for this reading. I've just been pulling cards. I was doing a recording before doing this one, and then I decided I wanted to start over. So here I am. I'm so happy to be back. That was an awesome, you know, couple weeks or so away from YouTube, but I really did miss being here. So I'm very happy to be back. If you're new, by the way, feel free to like and subscribe down below. If you're watching this and you're just not sure, go check, because I do that all the time. I'll be listening to a YouTuber and I'll be so excited by their message and I really like what they're saying. And then I realize I'm not subscribed to them and I go, oh my gosh, I've listened to multiple of, you know, your videos and I never subscribed. I feel so bad. You know, you don't really need to feel guilt or feel bad, but I always feel that. I always feel like, oh, I really want to make sure that this person knows I appreciate them. So I subscribe. Anywho, I've been pulling cards since before I was doing, you know, the beginning of the reading. But then I needed some water and I just wanted to restart what I was saying. I got really distracted. I'm very excited by the snow today. So it just started snowing here in, you know, you can actually see it kind of snow, and I'm very excited by that. There's something so special about winter feeling like a blank canvas to me. Feels like a time to fresh start. Yeah, it's just so cleansing to the soul. So if you're having a hard time with winter, or if you normally have a hard time with winter, then yeah, I encourage you to seek out different practices that help you shift that mindset, because the thing is, it's here for a number of months in Canada where I am. It's here for a number of months, and we need to make our peace with it rather than saying the whole time, oh, I don't want this to happen, or oh, it's going to feel so long. Especially this year, you know, we're all likely going to spend a lot more time inside and indoors, and I really think it would be beneficial for us to, you know, collectively to spend more time outdoors this winter, like to make a mission to make more peace with being outside in the winter and to really let ourselves in this sort of spaciousness that we're provided, which it might not feel spacious to you right now, but what I mean by that is with all the extra time and, you know, in our houses in isolation, we have all this space to really do a lot more internally. And for someone like me, that's very exciting because I love this, you know, type of work of going inwards. But I know for, you know, not everyone can feel that way. And so when winter comes, we can feel that tension in our bodies. And when we feel that tension, it can kind of feel like it reminds us of other times that we feel emotionally tense or mentally frustrated, right? So when we go out into the cold, if you're not doing internal work to make sure you're identifying what's going on, if you're not staying mindful or like present to what's going on in your heart, then when you get cold, you tense up and your body goes, alert, 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 we hate this. And the only reason it's doing that is because it's used to, when your body is tense, feeling like it's in danger in some way, right? So, okay. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm going to do a lot more videos again. And I love being on one of these sort of phases. I hope, again, let's hope that it stays. So I'm deciding to do a weekly reading, just a collective reading. That's why I've just sort of been sitting here channeling thoughts for you all. that I need to share. And then I'm going to do a pick a card as well. You know what? I will likely do a pick a card as well this morning, upload them, and I'm so excited. I have, in this time away from YouTube, I actually spent a lot of time on my business and getting a lot of things in place so that I felt, you know, more of the structures were sort of set up on the back end here. It's a little boring if you don't know, but the exciting part is now I have like a big list of video ideas. I've got some folks already with me for the Executive Energetics program, so I'm really excited. I just feel like, you know, I felt like I missed you and I wanted to be back, but also like I was doing the right stuff. Like I needed to get some things organized, like it is just me here. And so I just need to get some things organized before I came back. Full force. So here I am. I'm so excited for winter. I'm so excited to still be back here and helping you all. And I was pulling some cards before again, so now I'm just going to read them here. And I might pull some more as well. So we've got Canary Spirit, sing your own song. And just as I'm starting to channel into this collective energy, so here I am with all of you, just as I'm starting to channel into this collective energy, I'm getting a lot of sinus congestion or like blockage. It feels like up here. Yeah, drink some more water, but I do feel this is a collective energy. We've been having a lot of like lower like sacral root healing, and then sort of like third eye, crown, a lot of throat. Like we kind of just came from a period where a lot of people were doing a lot of work with communication to self and their throat. It's really incredible. I'd be very curious if I did like a chakra reading on everyone I worked with in, you know, the span of a week, 2 weeks, whether you would see the same patterns and same trends within everyone. Because when I say the collective, like I really do feel there's a certain energy that sort of all of us are going through, and then we each have our own individual expression and shifts beyond that, right? Like we are so much more complex than, you know, the collective as like a one energy. So sing your own song. This is really feeling like the folks who are listening to this and the folks who are in this collective, you have like this dream and this project that you, or like a direction that you are really feeling pulled towards. And you actually taken, I'm hearing you've taken a lot of action towards that. So it doesn't feel like you're far away from it, but it does feel like when you're around others, it may not feel like you're doing the right thing. So I'm sort of seeing that you're doing something, you're stepping into a path that's really you, but isn't really a lot of people around you. And that can feel a little bit conflicting and also a little bit special. So it's like, you know, two sides of the same coin. There's, if you're very unique and very special, you also probably struggled at some point in your life with feeling like you don't connect or like you don't belong, or that you don't fit in. And so sing your own song is like a herald to if you're feeling that way, let's get back to recognizing how unique and special you are and why your beautiful melody actually belongs in this world. We have Holy Amethyst, which is a divine alchemy. And then Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. This, again, I don't know if I've mentioned, I think I have on this YouTube, that I really feel special towards Mary Magdalene whenever this card comes out. I just really like calling attention to her. I feel like she's one of my main, I guess one of my main guides recently. I haven't really thought about it in that context because sort of people flow in and out of my awareness, but she frequently comes back, and I've had some more potent moments with her over the last few years. So anyways, Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. It says, move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. And this, I can't explain how loud this is. Focus on what you desire. In the collective recently, I've been feeling like our desires have felt out of reach when they're not at all. Like they're actually already here and on their way and already here and have been happening. Like it's very strange. That might sound to some people like I'm trying to convince you just to like see things positively and choose that way of thinking. And I am, but also it's like the actual truth. Like it does feel like there's been a lot of good happening around you and that you're very close to getting a lot of things that you desire. Yeah, I feel you've been focusing on the challenges more than the solutions. And So you've just become a little inefficient. Yeah. I'm getting like a lot of voices, and so I'm like laughing because I'm going, okay, I understand that because I've taken time away, now it's going to be a lot louder. Um, but if you've been feeling cluttered or like there's many voices around you, this also might be for you. So you may have felt like there's many voices around you telling you you should go in this direction, or you're expressing, hey, I think this is what I need to, for self-healing, to feel more myself. I think I need blank. And then the people around you may have said, okay, but not yet, or okay, but don't you want that later, or don't you want that in this way, or it's sort of like people are taking what you're saying, kind of, and but you're sort of getting all these shifted views of it. And I will always recommend that you listen to your own internal guidance. It's the strongest and most clear and likely most intelligent for you, right? Because your own internal guidance has the most information about you and your unique life and all the experiences you've had, and therefore your feelings. And we can do our best to communicate our feelings, but truly, like, we're the only ones who get access to that in ourselves. Like, these are our own sacred mysteries that we get to withhold or express as we wish. We're being asked to focus on what it is that we are looking forward to, rather than backward from. So when you're approaching a new situation and you say, okay, it could go this way, that way, this way being positive, this way being negative. I'll do it. Is that the opposite? I don't know. Whichever way. If you're going towards the positive side of viewing something and focusing on the things that you do really want in life, what you would like to bring forward, you're more likely to take actions in that direction, right? When you're focusing on and reflecting upon and analyzing and critiquing the ways in which you've done this in the past and the ways in which you could do that in the future, or how you need to protect yourself, you're more focused on how to protect yourself than on the actual thing. And so the reason we're having a lot of root and sacral kind of activity is it's feeling as though there's a lot of tension there in not feeling safe, not feeling like you have a foundation or like you have something strong to stand on. But you do need to recognize that all of us do. There are many, many years that we went on without even realizing or talking about any of this stuff. And all of us lived okay. We lived fine. And now we actually know a lot better to live much longer and live much healthier. It's funny, this is going into like a morality and kind of primal thing right now. It's very interesting. Okay, so my eyes just flew over to this card, which is Shaman, Ancient Healing Wisdom. So I'm thinking with this ancestral and primal, I'm just going to bring this up. Ancient healing wisdom is very grounding for us, because when we are in all these different timelines and dimensions, and if you don't do this type of work, that may feel like, I don't know what you're talking about, Kate. What do you mean I'm in all these different dimensions? But if you do know, then you do know. It's very grounding for us to get back to ancient healing work, because it roots us to the reason we're doing it in the first place. Because all the different words that we have around spiritual concepts, emotional healing, self-healing in general, like you've seen chapters Indigo, like bookstores that have huge, 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 catalogs of self-care, self-help, spirituality, health, books. We know a lot about this stuff, but it can be very hard to integrate those lessons and really feel like you've gotten it, like you've figured it out. And I find when people do this ancient healing work, it reminds us that, like, we don't need to have it figured out. And then that removes all the pressure, and we can kind of just dance with these new elements. So old world needs to meet new age in so many ways. Consistently along the journey. It's not like you start from old and then you're like, I got that stuff, I figured it out. It's really like you need to be frequently pendulum swinging between your learnings and understandings. Ancient healing wisdom and shamanic work is very special to me. It's like a main part of my practice. And I just believe that's just because that's what I'm here to do right now. And so shamanic journeying is obviously what is needed by the people who I'm going to come in contact with. I've been really loving doing them virtually. I've gotten to do a few now since, you know, switching the online business. And I love the shamanic journeying specifically. I'm getting more messages of people saying like, that's what I have my site set on. I'd really like to do one of these. The soul loss videos. So I started this series of soul loss videos. I'm actually going to, I'll keep them up there for a little bit, but I'm actually going to remove them and do a larger video about symptoms of soul loss kind of all at once. Because the more I reflected, the more I also saw that this different signs of soul loss are so similar to each other that it makes more sense to get the entire concept at one time rather than being, you know, identifying with different things over time. So that all being said, I think we are being called collectively towards ancient healing wisdom. It's why I feel I kind of keep needing to bring up the shamanic journeying. Yes, so very excited. Just look forward to that because I don't think we have time here for me to talk more about it. So Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. It says, you have something important to you. Oh, important to share. Important to you? Okay. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. It's feeling so exciting. Like, I know I'm just really psyched up because it's wintertime and, you know, I love the snow. But I also feel like there's like a undercurrent in the collective currently, which is like, I know what you're talking about. Like, Kate, I feel that. I feel that inner call. I'm seeing I can do this, you know, I've got this. Okay, so I've got this, and then I'm getting a bunch of like heart flutters. So you're either thinking about something that's like very close to your heart or something that makes you feel very like passionate and excited. But here's 3 cards we have: Meadow, Vulnerability, Mawu, Mother Earth, and Retreat. Okay, so the vulnerability piece is what caused me to feel all of these sort of like heart flutters. And now, okay, this is very interesting. So I'm getting all these like heart flutters and then it's like feeling like it's closing my throat. So it's almost like, but it feels like energy has been building up. Like throughout this, it feels like things have been clearing in an upwards way and they're like ready to be released. Oh, like the canary, the sing your own song. Yeah, okay. There's some people around you who are saying things to you that are like helping you feel encouraged towards your dream, but they don't know the full capacity of that. And so they're just giving you like support that's at different levels of your understanding. And you're being asked to like rise above that, dig in deeper. The vulnerability piece is actually with yourself, with how you trust yourself, how you see yourself. Because how you see yourself is how you present as well, right? So if you're seeing yourself as quite okay, that's very funny. Like I was thinking quite quiet and like pulled back, and then I got like a message on my phone, so like buzzed, and then I saw it was 10:10, and it was like all these things happening at once, which is typical. That happens in life, but yeah, very distracting. So if you were feeling like you've been like pulling back and getting more quiet, like understand that that was really important for you. And the next step is actually communicating more of your truth. So it's important to pull back and to, you know, reach forward with your voice. You have so many more people to impact and to help than the ones that you're currently around right now. I'm feeling as though it's not like you need to get rid of anyone in your life. It's just like you need actually more new. And it is a different world, right? We didn't get the summer and well, in spring and fall, but we didn't get the summer that we were used to, being able to go out into the world and socialize differently. Going to events and things like that was very different this year. So it's feeling like you're like not sure if you know how to do this. That's what it's feeling like. So maybe it's a project, maybe it's people. There's a bunch of different situations actually that this is relating to. So it would be a weird list, I think, if I started. But yeah, so Meadow vulnerability, and then Mawu, Mother Earth, you're being called to help with environmentalism. So I am getting the feeling this is partly to do with your internal environment, but also your external. So lots of shifting happening, lots of lots of like longer cycles closing out, and big deep realizations happening in the collective. That's all this ancestral calling, right? They have learned all this stuff before, they know it, and then they want to share it with us. So then we get these messages kind of coming in that are very like deep and ancient to us. I am getting the feeling like this retreat space for you is outside of what you're currently in. I don't believe that retreat calling, sometimes the retreat card to me feels like, okay, you need to pull back, like stay at home, just relax, like do your thing, get inward. This I'm feeling is like you need to seek retreat somewhere. It may be that you can like carve out a specific space in your home, but maybe that's like not quite enough for you right now. I do feel like stepping outside of your space currently to find a retreat. And I know, like I'm saying this and I know that it's not the easiest thing to do right now, or like not the simplest thing to do, but I do feel it would help. I think it will help you in connecting. I was going to say, I think it will help you in connecting to that core of yourself. And then this card came out, which is the Sacred Union card. So nice. Aww. So it says partnership and romance on that card. So it may be that part of your retreat is actually going away with a significant other. Haha, okay. This card has come out so much recently, I can't even describe like the number of times. It's just wild. So ancestors, generations. This I'm feeling like sacred union, clearing the challenges of your ancestors. It may be also that you've had a past life with some person in your life right now. Okay, one more of these. Ooh, I feel like very, feels like the energy is traveling so quickly today. Like I'll feel in one moment, I'll feel like I'm getting, you know, one message and one tangent that's, you know, about healing and about adventure and something different. And then I'll feel very like emotional, like it will go up to my eyes. And then, you know, I'll feel the throat tightening, and then it'll be like, okay, I'm feeling down at the root, like some sort of tension. And it's just, I don't know, it's just feels like we're like cycling through our challenges really quickly right now. And you know what, this actually came up, I was working with someone recently, and this idea came up of we're cycling we're cycling through these like old paradigms and old patterns just to be like, do I have this? Do I have this? Do I've got this? Like, have I figured this one out yet? You know, do I need to resolve anything here? And then we're making some like deep slices, like really like, well, I don't need this anymore. It's done now. Like I've cycled through that. It's over. And so that's what I'm hearing with this ancestors and generations card, and with the sacred union. Like in order to get into partnership or romance or deepening connection or deepening bonds with someone, that's why you've been going through all this cycling of old like junk, like old lessons that feel they should have been learned by now, is what I'm hearing. I can resonate with that so much. And also I see that in a lot of people. It's like, shouldn't we be done with this by now? Shouldn't we be like already through to the good times? And like, yeah, you know what? I actually feel like we're really close. And look at this card that just came out, New Beginnings, Dawn. So have hope. Have hope that your new beginnings are like, they're right here. They've been happening the whole time, but it's been very hard to see. And your guides are being like, yeah, you know what? It's been a challenge. It hasn't been the simplest of things. Okay, past life, we have farm. So this may be about connecting to nature, animals. I've personally been really, really missing animals lately. I just like, I've been like eyeing up everyone's dog in a, I think more of an intense way than I know. I don't think they're like offended by it, but I feel like this is intense. You're getting really like, you must really miss animals right now. And so the other day I was walking, and yesterday I was walking into town, to this little small town that I'm living in. and I interrupted someone on their lawn because I saw this very cute puppy, like he was like stretching, like leaving, walking down the front porch steps. Like I think she said he had just woken up from a nap, and I was like, this is so precious. Like I actually just stopped on the sidewalk because I didn't want to keep walking. And then I realized, oh, this is like someone's dog, someone's house. You know, she didn't see me yet. She turned around. I go, that's a really cute dog. And she goes, yeah, she's so sweet, or he's so sweet. I don't remember the like the gender of the dog, but oh yeah, he's so sweet. The name was Coda. So maybe that's a I don't know. So anyways, Coda, this dog, comes over to me and like immediately is like ready for a belly rub. I was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. And then dog, Coda, just flipped over, and I was able, you know, to rub their belly, and it made my day. Like it made me so happy. I was already having a great day, but I was so enamored instantly. It was like this beautiful, like loving, connected bond with this dog. And the owner was just so happy that it made my day, that made me so happy. I said, you know what, oh, I've really been missing my family's dog, and, you know, being able to see and connect with animals. So I really appreciate this. And she was like, oh my gosh, anytime, like you want to come take my dog, that's cool. You know, my dog's awesome. But yeah, it really made my day. And I think, it was one of those things that taught me how simple, right? How simple it is to love and to feel love and to connect with that. So if there's ever, you know, parts of you that are feeling disconnected from self or from others or from society, right? We're getting more collective loneliness, and I understand obviously why that's happening. The farm card for me is feeling about the simple things, connecting with animals, connecting with earth, and, you know, remembering just to take those moments as they come. That's what it's feeling like. It feels like take those pure moments of joy, the moments of touch, connection. Like, you know, it's funny. I was just thinking about the fact that that dog was like the only thing that I've like touched that was an animal or like human in the last little while. And so it was just such a like beautiful little moment. And that woman didn't really know how important that was to me until I, you know, shared it. But that's part of that vulnerability, right? Like you can share vulnerability in these really, really kind of seemingly insignificant ways to others. But for you, like that can feel like a lot. And so this is a time to encourage yourself to step outside of your comfort zone, give love where you're not sure necessarily if it's safe, but it feels right, right? So it felt right for me just to stop on that sidewalk and speak to that person, but they could have been like, what are you doing? Like they could have been very uncomfortable with that. But I was just in this pure moment of like loving this dog, and there was nothing that was going to stop that, you know? Me and Coda were going to cuddle. It was going to happen. And it was such a, you know, beautiful thing. She has no reason to like not let me do that. It's such a beautiful, you know, I could see it just like lit her face up with joy. It was just, you know, a neighbor from town. And then you know, someone else from the house like came out when he walked around, and he looked at me, and I go, well, thank you. And I was, you know, saying my goodbyes for getting to have this puppy cuddle time. And you know, and then he lit up. It was sort of like, it was just such a pure, simple thing, you know, to make the world around you a more loving and happy place. It doesn't take much, but it takes a lot of acceptance. Like just check your ego, check your baggage, check your stories, because those are things that are really standing in the way. Okay. Standing in the way of stepping into power. Okay, so we've got these two cards. This is where we're going to end off the reading. Ooh, I really like these. Okay, we've got choosing your path. All is possible. And discovering truth. So this one says, you stand in the light of truth, and all is possible. Okay, so that's why that story just had to come out too, because when you stand in the light of your truth, it does not need to be complicated. That was the simplest thing, but it was so truthful to me that You know, it's funny. I'm going to share more of this story actually, because it's very curious to me now that I think about it. So these people, it's a 40-minute walk. So like I pass by lots of houses, and these people happen to, like the people who own Coda, happen to live next to this like corner house where there's a set of lights in town. And I, the other day, was walking by this house, and they had a big boxer dog, and I was like, oh, this dog is so cute. He had like a really big woof, and I was just really excited to see me as I was standing on the corner. And I was like, oh, none of the owners are out, like I can't go be like, can I say hi to your dog? But it was behind a fence, and so I knew that there was no way for me to really go in. And it kind of in the moment made me a little bit sad, because I thought about, you know, my family's dog, and I was living with them over the summer, and so I was just thinking about this dog that I missed, and you know, continued walking and kind of felt out of it, kind of felt like bummed by that. And it's so funny that then just like a few days later, I have a totally new, you know, perspective in my head, and I'm walking down the same but from the opposite direction, and I see the owners, and the owners, I saw them, and they both like smiled at me before I went to see the dog house. And so I was in a good mood because I'd seen the owners and I had missed them before. And it was just, I don't know, it was just such a funny little happening. Yeah, what a special moment. So choosing your path, all is possible. Discovering truth, you stand in the light of your truth. So moving through this week, because this is our, you know, weekly collective reading, I'm going to say, I love doing Sunday readings. It just feels like it's a time that people want, you know, the support, and you're really setting out for your week. You can kind of reflect and think about things. So trust that all is possible when you stand in the light of your truth, when you stand as like yourself, when you act like, you know, whoever you are, and the weirdo that you are, or the honest, pure, loving self that you are. When you act as that, everything is possible from that place, right? So instead of running in directions that feel like they're going to make things work so that you can feel like you're in your truth, work on inwardly feeling that truth and being connected to that love and acting as that person now, that connected, true, dream self, ideal self, higher self, however you say it to yourself, self. When you're that person, the best things and most beautiful things happen, and the opportunities that you're looking for come your way much faster, much more quickly, and much more directly, you know? Yeah, that is the truth. That is the truth, the tea. So thank you so much for watching this, for being here. I'm so excited that we're just steadily growing this little channel. I love it. And stay tuned this week. I'm sure there will be more coming. And so, yeah, I'll do a pick a card now and post those later today. And then, yeah, some more soul loss and soul retrieval videos coming up this week. I've got stuff prepared for them now, so I can sit and do a longer video, which would feel a lot better. Awesome. Well, enjoy the rest of your week, and please like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you do, and yeah, take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.